aplausos. Ya la estés.
The opening ceremony for the newest factory of the Marquardt family business. Harold Marquardt has invited Mexican politicians and guests from all over the world. The entrepreneur from Germany's state of Baden-Württemberg builds electronic keys and power tool components here. Growing demand for these products in the US market led the company to look for an additional production site in various countries.
We compared all the advantages and disadvantages in terms of logistics, the availability and quality of personnel, accessibility, and so forth. And after comparing places with these criteria, we decided on this site.
These workers are assembling start-stop systems for cars by hand. For many companies, Mexico is attractive for more than its low labour costs. Its proximity to the US and South America make it a good export destination. That, at any rate, is Thomas Wagner's experience. He has advised the Marquardt company and 35 other German firms on establishing a production branch in Mexico.
Entrepreneurs like Mr. Marquardt are open to the world. They want to be active and invest in the world. So you notice that they have a more open approach. They want success. And here in Mexico, most of them do succeed.
Harold Marquardt built this new 12,000 square metre factory on an industrial complex where more than half of the businesses are branches of German companies. A few kilometres farther north is another industrial park. A delegation from Germany is visiting. Only 5 companies signed up for the trip around Mexico to get advice about investment potential. Many German companies are worried about the country's security situation.
There's a lot of reservation initially, not least because the press in Germany reports about crime and drug problems in Mexico. But ultimately, the German companies see the potential for good opportunities in Mexico.
But the high crime rate is being discussed here as well.
I don't really understand what the fuss is. In the US, there are also cities where it's dangerous. I was in South Africa for years, and we have a plant in Brazil. Crime is always a theme there too. You just have to institute security measures and be careful.
Most of the delegation haven't given up looking for a production site, and this region seems particularly well suited. The city of Querétaro lies about an hour and a half south of the 2 industrial complexes. Mexico's safest city. It has 1 million residents, including many foreigners. Thomas Wagner has lived here for 13 years.
I was able to build up a company of my own here, and after a relatively short time, 4 years, I was very successful. And that's what I like so much about Mexico. Of course, I also like having my family here and dealing with Mexican people. I like that I can convince German companies to come here to Mexico.
Now Thomas Wagner is waiting for more calls from Germany, from companies that want to take the plunge and set up a branch in Mexico, despite the risks.